Alrighty, and welcome back. So it's just Liam here. Today we're just doing a case study with one of our oldest members, David. What's up,
man,
bro?
what's good?
How you
How you
doing?
doing, Liam? You doing well?
Good, man. Good. So look, we'll start it from the start, man, because obviously I think you're like my first or second client within the Freedom Founders group.
Yep.
It's been a wild ride, man. I guess. But we'll start it off with like just a bit of an introduction, a bit about your background, a bit about yourself. Take the mic.
Okay. So a bit about myself. So I'm 19. Where do I start? I've been kind of like looking into entrepreneurship for a while now. I'm ambitious. I want things that a lot of other people want. I want to be successful. I want to, make a future for my future family, my current family, whatever it may be. Like I want to do well for my family. So I'm just trying to find my avenue where I want to go about helping people and being the best version of myself. So a bit about myself. Well, I've changed so much now. But before, do you want to go back into the before? Or?
Well, yeah, we'll start it from like, because it's been maybe like it was like last May when you joined the Freedom Founders group and started working with me. But so we'll go back like 8.5 months ago. Like where were you at like mentally and I guess like financially even as well before you got into sales?
Yeah, so before 8 months ago, I was basically, what was I doing? I was in uni. I had three jobs at that point. Yeah, 3 jobs at that point. So I was working in a restaurant. So that was basically every weekend. I was also working my own lawn mowing business as well with my brother. That was all right, but very inconsistent. And then we also had another job. So that was a quail farm job. So I worked with birds in a crappy farm. It was one of the worst jobs I've ever had. But yeah, so I basically worked those 3 jobs consistently every week. And I was making probably around 2K a month, I think. I knew I had ambition and where I wanted to go, but that's kind of where I stuck myself at. But yeah, that was me 8 months ago, and I was looking at where to start and where to go.
Yeah, for sure, man. And obviously just touching base, like obviously you dude, like when I first met you, I know you were going to do well and you have a bright future ahead of you, just your energy and obviously your characteristics. But apart from that, like obviously working 3 jobs and balancing university on top of those 3 jobs, those 3 part-time jobs.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Where were you at mentally, bro? Like what did you think the future was looking like at that point?
Well, I knew I had to change. That was like the main thing. I knew there was something like it was, what do you call it? It's like ambition, but lazy but ambitious. That's who I was. Very lazy but ambitious. So I dreamed about all the things I could be, who I wanted to be, but I never took action. So I was very scared, obviously, because I stayed in the comfortable jobs that gave me a predictable income my whole life. So and I liked that feeling. That's how I felt. And mentally, I got too comfortable. So I was accepting mediocrity is basically where my headspace was at.
What do you think shifted, bro? Like obviously you had the bottleneck of being lazy, ambitious, comfortable, being uncomfortable, but what do you think's been the biggest shift over the last 8.5 months? Because as you would have experienced, sales itself as a skill set, and you're working in high performing environments where you can get like the upside and the opportunity to earn unlimited income, like it is there. But I guess like what sort of shifted mentally and maybe how you operate as a person, and like how has sales transformed you in this 8.5 month period?
I feel like the main thing that helped me basically realize that I had to change, I guess, was, well, there was a lot of different things that made me realize I had to take action, but I never really ended up taking action. It was actually just one of your videos. I think it was like a day in the life of something. I can't remember what it was. And it might have been like one of the first videos you ever uploaded too. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So there's a CTA as a call to action there for me. And I was just like, you know what? Why not? Let's have a look at what could be, what's out there. You know what I mean? And then
100%. And that was like the first action step, right?
Okay.
Obviously, sorry to interrupt, but like that was the first action step. But more so like, what do you like mentally, like maybe how you operate as an individual, as a person, as a young man? Like, what do you think has shifted from before you started taking that first action step, investing in yourself, taking a bet in yourself, which most people never do because then they never have the courage to do so, to now 8.5 months later doing sales, like what do you think shifted in you as a person?
Shifted in me. I feel like what shifted in me was just having to take the bet in myself and having to be courageous into what I knew I could achieve.
Yeah.
I feel like,
I love that answer, bro.
yeah, I think that's probably the best answer I can get.
Because I think that ties back into being lazy ambitious. Like a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people have big aspirations, big visions, big dreams, right? But that sort of like comfortability of being uncomfortable holds them back and they never take a bet on themselves.
Yeah.
But I guess like going through taking that bet in yourself and going through these last 8.5 months, transforming yourself into who you are now, I guess like what do you think has shifted in how you operate and make decisions today?
Okay, so for me now, like, oh, good point. So for me now, from what I've changed, basically how I've always been making decisions for the past 8 months is literally just basically do the hard thing, especially when you don't feel like it. So that's like obviously the definition of discipline. So kind of taking into consideration being more consistent and disciplined and having more of that action mindset. I don't know how to explain it. And it's very entrepreneurial, risky type mindset. And I didn't really tap into it until recently. But that's my mindset now. It's like, you know, take the risk, take the jump. You know, I'm young, I'm 19. Everyone's going to make fun of you. Everyone's going to, that was how I've always been treated my whole life going through school, you know. I went to the gym. I wanted to make, cringy videos online. And, I did all that stuff and everyone made fun of me. You know what I mean? And that's fine.
Yeah.
So I kind of tapped back into that. The reason why I wanted to start in the first place, which was take the risk, take the action. It may feel uncomfortable, but really envision what the actual results are on the outside rather than, or even just how you might continue going about things for the next 12 months if you continue on the same way. So that's kind of how I've been thinking about things now. It's like, what would happen if I don't do things now and if I don't take action, and what will actually change if I take the action now and really change my life.
100%, bro. No, that's awesome. And I think it's like all in the perception of fear.
Yeah.
Because if you think back to like the first call we had, it's like there was a little bit of fear to take bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Which is normal. Right? I've been in that position. Heaps of people have been in that position where it's like everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Everyone wants to be successful, make money online, whatever it might be, until it's time to pay the bill. Right. But it's been a wild journey, man. Like obviously you've been able to do some pretty cool things, make some decent money. Traveling Australia, we even got to meet each other in person at an in-person sales event, which was pretty cool as well.
Yeah.
So I guess like I'm curious, man, like what's something you can do now? Like what has remote sales allowed you to do now? Like maybe like lifestyle wise that you couldn't do back then?
Okay. A good point. So being able to work from my laptop is literally one of the biggest privileges, even though I do take it for granted, I'll be honest. I can work anywhere. You know what I mean? Chuck some headphones in, put my laptop anywhere I want, and I can work. Like I don't know. It's just, I feel like for me though, at the moment, I'm just kind of like chilling in my room, just constantly working. Because that's just kind of how I've always been. But, I can just whip out my phone. I can call people. It's so much easier. It's like so much more freedom. So much more, time freedom, really. You get to wake up when you want to wake up, call people when you want to call people. Obviously, you got to be disciplined and consistent in that sense. But that was, probably the main thing was just like that location, time freedom, all the freedom, basically.
Yeah. You definitely get used to it after 6 months, right? And you definitely do take it for granted. I'll agree with you on that because I've done that before as well. Like it's easy to take things for granted, especially when things are going well. But it definitely is a different sense of freedom for sure. But I'm also curious as well, bro, because if I remember correctly, like on our first conversation 8.5 months ago, I think you were trying to like break into the online space and try and make some money online, and you were trying to be successful before we spoke already. Like you were already trying to take action on certain things, but like what did you try before you got into remote sales?
Okay, so there's a few things I've tried, a lot of things I've tried. But the main thing for me, I feel like the main action I took really was actually in Andrew Tate's course, Hustlers University.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it obviously didn't. I like look to be honest. And this is something that I have to say on my sales calls, and to be able to help people most. Like at the end of the day, most courses and most things you buy will actually genuinely change your life, truly.
Hmm.
Any course, whether you buy it from any person, it will change your
Yeah.
life. It's whether or not you actually take the action in it. Um, so like, and having someone in your corner too to help you take the action was huge. So yeah, like the Andrew Tate course, like you just join something and then you just kind of just sit in there and you just watch videos, and it was kind of like it wasn't personalized and it wasn't like mentorship. So
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
big change for me. It was actually joining the mentorship that kind of changed everything for me.
And just to touch on that as well, man, it's like, although you didn't see the success that
Yeah,
you may have been looking for with that course, like I think what you said was great there, because like it was a stepping stone to put you in the right mindset and the right vehicle to find me, right? And like everything's a stepping stone, right? Because it's putting you one step closer to your goals. And I
yeah,
couldn't agree. I've bought courses and it's not something that necessarily worked out
yeah.
100%, but I wouldn't be in my position today where like just like yourself, right?
Hmm.
But I guess like before, so we obviously we had a conversation over a Google meeting. Like what I'm curious, bro. Like what sort of doubts did you have before joining the Freedom Founders group?
Doubts I had before. Well, obviously Liam was very unestablished at that point. Like he was, we were both. He was basically just starting. Like he just started his
Yeah,
content, just
yeah,
started advertising, just started his school platform, just started everything.
yeah.
So he didn't have any like testimonials, anything like that. So he had to, work his way up to getting people to the success he needs. So of course I had that doubt of, you know, who the hell is this guy? He's just some guy on the internet. I've never met him before. Um, so I was just like, obviously fair amount of skepticism with, I don't know this guy. I'm not sure if he can actually help me.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen a testimonial yet. I don't know. Like, so that was probably the main piece of
What made you
skepticism.
what made you take that risk? Like what gave you what I guess like instilled that trust into taking a bet? Even in all consideration, I wasn't very established at that point.
Yeah. I think it was just the fact that you wanted to do a call with me. Like you wanted to chat to me, and I was just like, okay. Like you wanted to individually, specifically talk to me. I don't know why that was, and also like your content as well, like you talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Just like you talking was very authentic, very real, and it very much resonated with my situation. So I was like, okay, wow. So, you know, why not? Like, let's give this a shot. Like, he genuinely looked like a genuine guy. You know,
I appreciate that, bro.
yeah, that was really it. Yeah,
Look at
no,
us
that was
now.
good.
Look at us now, man. And obviously, yeah, obviously taking a bet on yourself back then. For a lot of people, like I said before, everyone wants to be successful until it's time to pay the bill, right? And it's all about taking a bet on yourself, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like is it safe to say it's paid off? Was it worth it?
100%. Like literally,
So
yeah, 100%.
that takes us to this then, bro. Like what has been your biggest day in sales to date?
Okay. So my biggest day in sales was $975. And it's
That's
funny
awesome.
because that was actually my sick day off, and two guys ended up closing 3 deals for me. And while I was on my sick day off, I made nearly $1,000
At 19 years old.
at
That's
19.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so good. And I guess like what was that? What, because obviously it took maybe like what 5 months to get to that number.
Yeah. 5 months, I'd say.
5-6 months to get to that number. I guess like what was that feeling like when you opened up and you seen that 3 deals were closed and you had made $975 at 19 years old? Like what was that feeling like?
Okay, well, it's funny because I didn't really like. I told Liam straight away, like not like instantly. I was like, Liam, look, I made $1,000 in one day, in like probably like an hour's worth of work in one day. So I was
Yeah.
like, immediately told Liam. But this is the interesting part about online sales. Like, I just didn't know how to tell everyone else, like my mom, my dad, my brothers. you feel like a bit of an egotistical guy. I made their whole
Yeah, you do.
month salary in one day. And they probably just don't understand, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I kind of expected that to come. So, but
How
okay,
did you feel though, bro?
but yeah,
How
okay.
did you feel though?
Yeah, how did I feel? So anyway, like besides everyone else and what they thought, for me personally, the biggest thing was I just realized it was possible. Like I just realized, on the other side of taking action and believing in yourself to the next level, you can actually make a difference. So yeah, that was probably the biggest thing. It was just realizing that I actually can do it. This is a good day. May not be the best day ever, or maybe the best day ever, but it's definitely something that is going to be, if I make the decisions, the right action, the right moves from now on, I can keep this consistently. And
100%, bro.
yeah, it just felt amazing, which is basically it.
That's awesome, man. 19, definitely making more money than I was at 19. That's for sure.
Oh, that's good.
I guess I'm curious now that you mentioned it as well. I'm curious as well. Like, what did your family say?
I didn't even mention the 1K day. I actually kind of
You didn't?
went lower. I was like, I made $500 today, and then they were like, "No, what are you talking about? No, I don't believe you." And I showed them the photos. I showed them the thing, and they were like, "No, I don't believe you." So that was really it. I tried to explain it to them. They, they understand, but they were just like, just too crazy. Just kind of.
Yeah, I feel like yeah, that's it, man. I feel like a lot of people, it's hard for them to comprehend, and I think a big part of that, it's not necessarily like people's fault they can't comprehend how people are making heaps of money online and having like fantastic days in earnings, but I think it's just an exposure thing. When you haven't been exposed to that side of reality and what's possible to be made online, it's very hard for people to comprehend. And even same goes for me, man. Like when I first started doing it, my family was like, "What? You made how much? Hang on a second." And they second guess it, right? So it's completely normal. But yeah, man, it's been a wild journey. But I guess like for the person or the individual who might be watching this right now, who might be on the fence, in the hot seat, maybe they have a call booked in with my company, Freedom Founders. What would you say to that person?
Good point. I'd tell them, be excited. Things are truly about to change for your life. As long as you take the action and you sit down and you really analyze yourself that this is the only way out, it's either this or nothing else. It's time to truly make a difference and a change in your life. And you don't sit on you don't sit on the fence of this. You kind of have to go all in. Like you can't sit and kind of half decide and be like, oh, but I'm in uni as well. And I'm working 2 other jobs as well. Like you definitely can do part-time stuff. I definitely did, and I made some success with that. But really, truly, going full in will change your life 100% to the best level. So that's what I'm. Yeah, that's it. Really,
I love it, bro. And I think that's very important to touch on as well. It's like if you take action, right? Because no one can expect results by coming into a program or a group and hoping everything's going to fall in their lap. Like and I think the one thing I set expectations with quite well as well is like you need to treat this like a serious career. Because a lot of like online marketers, they'll be like showing their drop shipping or e-commerce numbers, 100K in revenue for the month, but it's like 5K profit. And they sort of like market it in a way where it's like, yeah, it's just a side hustle, just takes like 30 minutes a day. Right, you're not going to make money if you come in with those expectations in remote sales because this is like a proper career. Yes, you pick your hours, primarily speaking. You can work where you want. You have location freedom. You can make a lot of money, but the reality is you're not going to have those things if you don't work hard.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Or you can get a role and you can work 5 days a week and make no money and be broke. Right. So there's two sides to it. But that's awesome, man. Really, really appreciate you coming on, brother. It's been an awesome journey, and I'll see you guys later.